So because we expect the children go back to their home and discuss with their adults. So this is one that very effective for to learn that what is happening. And also they provided the about to all kindergarten, all junior high school and senior high school and primary school. So which means several millions of people provided. So this is a story of the men and women studies about 13 years ago. So and also it's okay. So yeah, so I will explain that found that education is also important for electricity that. So that international corporation. So in Japan, it's what is called what is called the platform international corporation, Japan both side platform between Japan industrial federation platform. So this is one of the organized by Japanese government. This is a lead for the international community and also for industrial federation. So one of the members is challenge of Pakistan is one of the members of the Japan both side platform. So this is the one of the
Great, and maybe could you just say one quick, so the education piece. So we obviously other countries could learn from the education piece that Japan has gone through. Obviously haven't had the water system for a long time. But so that education piece, is that based on experience in Japan? Has it taken in input from other countries? I mean, maybe a little bit, could you say a little bit about the educational information that people have in Japan? What's the source of that?
Yeah, so globally the situation depends on country to country. For example, one of the important things is the action after resignation and action after asking for credit. This is almost same. So the same drill is useful not only asking community, but also that when we ask that motion, okay, this is the almost same action. So this is one of the important key experience as a time.
Great, thank you. Okay, on to Doug, representing the US.
The first comment, I think, is quite obvious that publishing in the peer-reviewed literature is very important for communicating what we're all up to. And so I would encourage, if you're not openly publishing your methods, your results, please do that because we can all access the information that way. When it comes to trying to organize international exchange of technology and information, I don't have a lot of experience there, but I do know that about 2 years ago I went to the United Nations conference. The name was the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction. I don't know if getting involved with the United Nations would just be a huge bureaucracy and unproductive, or if it would be useful or not. But rather than invent a mechanism for exchange from the ground up, there may be existing frameworks, existing organizations, and existing ways that we could share this information and perhaps do it with less effort. And then the final thing is a little bit of a different comment, is in the United States, we have a lot of emphasis on trying to understand the benefits of earthquake early warning in a very quantitative way. In other words, a benefit cost analysis. And to my knowledge, there has been no quantitative benefit cost analysis by anybody anywhere, or at least if I've ever seen it. And also, we have very, very little information about stories of how earthquake early warning has saved a life or saved costs in any of the countries where earthquake early warning has actually been implemented. And so when we are asked by the people who fund us, what is going to be my return? Is this worth doing? We have very, very little to tell them. And so I would really like to get that kind of information from people if we're available.
Great, thanks. Okay, others alone.
Okay. I have two major points, and if I find just a brief third one. So we have seen even from the presentation this morning that a large variety of methods and technologies are going to be proposed for using real-time technologies for rewarding applications for etc. I think that one important need is to have centers, to develop centers for testing and for somewhat certificating, validating, or sharing also all this knowledge that is under development. And I agree that publication is not enough, in my opinion. Now, I can bring you the experience that we have in Europe. Talk about that. In the EEWS project, we propose a center for testing methodologies, which is based on a site in South Italy, where we have a real-time network array, and researchers can access to this facility for testing their own methodologies on our data. Or we can test the methodologies for using the playback modality on data from other countries. This is a first step toward having some facilities maybe distributed all over the world in some very active regions where you can go and access the facilities for testing your method. And one specific objective of this center, so-called the CREW Center for Warning, is evaluate performance of your methods according to some standards. And the standards is another issue that I think we should think about. So this could be the case for that. Another point coming to my mind was that our community is too narrow. I think the time is over for external participation to other competencies. I see two major, but I think there are other ideas. One is social scientists. I think social scientists have experience, long experience, to study the human behavior during and after disasters. They have many quantitative tools to measure the behavior of human during disasters and so on. I know because of personal experience of those competencies. I think we should open the door in our meeting to those people and try to interact with them because they have also, so we've seen some very interesting experiments from GME, from other institutions, but I think we miss something. The other component I think this is software engineering, or all those engineering field dealing with the interfacing the output of early warning system with the specific target applications. And this is actually the third point which I want to point out. I've seen one of the presentations in your presentation, a very nice list of potential users going from hospitals, railway, electric, etc. I think we need that each of them needs an output or a reward which is designed and tolerated to their needs. In some cases you have alert, in some cases you have open source, in that case. And maybe that we have to think about interfacing the output of our systems to specific applications. For that, I think we should really need competencies. Maybe they are not here. I'm just simplifying, say, control engineering, but maybe I don't know how to do that, but the application we are now developing along with people from very high speed, make us understanding that something should be built, linking the outputs from the academic developments and the third one is the prototype development of algorithm for high-speed training with the Italian railway company. I will talk about it.
Thank you, Olga. Okay, Korea.
Let me talk in Korean first, then I will explain English because there was so much of confusion. 각 나라별 정부의 기관의 서비스 개발 과정에 꼭 반영이 되어 있어요. 분명히 정부 방도 또는 인간 참여에는 한계가 있는 것을 분명합니다. 분명히 정부하고 인간의 그 역할이 있고 이게 꼭 필요한 부분입니다. 한 가지 예를 들자면 저희 한국이동통신 대상 SKT와 저희 정부기관의 기상청의 협약에 의해서 SKT 기구에 8,000개의 소형 가토 센서를 설치하여 무상으로 운영으로써 인간이 자발적으로 자율기하고 지진 조정부에 도움을 줄 수 있는 사례가 있습니다. 이를 지식했고 극복할 수 있는 하나의 방법, 인간 활성화를 하는 방법 중에 하나의 예를 들고 싶습니다. 자, 영어로 먼저 하겠습니다. I think limitation of this country is governmental, non-official, EEWS service development and how to come. I will tell you, certainly there is a limitation of the governmental and non-official EEWS service development in Korea. And in Korea, the earthquake only warning is restricted to KMA. It is elected by the law. However, there is also limitation like that one. But I think the observation and the development of software probably we can cooperate with non-official one. Take an example, one example for cooperation between government and non-official is MOU between KNA and SKT Communication Company. SKT Company is voluntarily installing 8,000 land sensors on their shelter, and they are willing to share the data for the earthquake only warning and the development purpose freely. So I think this one is one example for the future cooperation. We enhance our EEWS. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yimin Wu from Taiwan.
Okay. I just want to comment about promote the early warning system to some developing countries, especially Asia. Recently, the last 5 years, I traveled a lot of the countries to organize training workshop in different countries, also including you. So I have some experience. So currently, you want to promote the early warning system to those countries. Sometimes for regular seismometer still a little bit difficult. But the MEMS sensor, low cost one, could be just it could be one of the possibilities. So just like in India also use India, Indonesia, Vietnam, they also use this type. I want to say is that currently the technique already mature. So for my way, how I should do, I just simply just sometimes I just donate some instrument to their country. Then I go to there to organize the training course. Then tell them to set up the country. I think that the most important one is sometimes for those countries, early warning to their country is still too far. But I guess another important thing is for the sharing. So my idea is attract them, use a low cost one to training their people
to develop the early warning system. But in the future, I hope that they can install such instrument that they can produce the shared net. I guess as discussion this afternoon, sometimes you issue the warning, but sometimes the most damaged area may not really issue the warning in time. But I guess to those countries, it's very important. You just deliver the shipment for the rescue effort, then maybe really contribute to those countries. And another key point, I think that's also very important. Try to train their people, especially for the last 10 years. I go to there to organize the training course, and in case find some possible candidate, I just invite them to Taiwan to study the program, PhD program, then takes them back to their country. I think that this is we can do another, maybe not only to Taiwan, they also can find a good candidate to Japan, to United States. I guess that can promote the early warning system much longer time and really contribute to the successful problem.
Thank you. And Alonzo from Israel.
So the main challenge is how to provide early warning effectively to as many people as possible. In many places in the world, they don't have early warning. The network is very sparse, and also the seismic record is very short. And sometimes many or most earthquakes are outside the real-time network. So I guess the challenge for us is to develop a toolkit that is very effective, very accurate, that can work also on the Himalaya or in Indonesia, and not only where the network is excellent, like in California, Japan, and Taiwan. So to summarize, let us develop the best toolkit that can really provide effective early warning to places where the network is sparse and new.
Great, thank you. So we do still have some time. So I'm about to call on people in the audience to either make comments, or if you have other suggestions or thoughts, please be ready to share them. And just to kind of summarize what I think we just heard, we heard from 6 people, and I think we had at least 6 different approaches, or 6 different needs, I should say. They're not in competition with one another. We heard about the need for education. This idea of the education piece is obviously a critical piece. It's perhaps the piece that this particular group isn't the expert at, but education is obviously important, and that information can be shared. The need for success stories, cost-benefit analyses, so we really understand what's the goals of what we're doing. We just heard about an early warning toolkit, a technical toolkit, that could essentially be applied in many places around the world with little data. And then the need for testing facilities, those two obviously seem to me go together very well in terms of being able to test and evaluate the systems. And then we need to expand the competencies. We need to bring in, it plugs into the education in some ways, but expanding the competencies, the social scientists and control engineers, the people who can actually connect the alerts with people and applications. Public-private partnerships. This is obviously something that's very important. There's obviously a lot to be brought by both the public sector and the private sector when it comes to early warning. Making that partnership be effective, as we all know, can be a challenge, but can be hugely beneficial. And then the last piece, which really kind of wraps up all of the above, is just expanding seismic networks into regions that don't have coverage right now, and it's about being able to give an easy entry point, nerve sensors, is one suggestion for that, and training local populations. So those are the comments we just heard. I hope I captured them reasonably well in 30 seconds. But maybe let me invite people from the audience to comment on these suggestions or add your own thoughts on what's really needed to expand the implementation of early warning around the world.
Thank you for very valuable comments. I just want to fully support the proposal suggestion raised by the student that if there's any success story among any of these the community that share it to each other. This is, I think, is very, very important because not only for sometimes to secure the funding or this earthquake early warning duty, it is very, very useful for to appreciate financial authority of the government. And also, I think it's very, very important for outreach, it's the efficient way to communicate with the public. So I just fully support that. Maybe until next time, next national conference, sure, we will sure.
Right, thank you. And while people are thinking, also let me just add into the mix here. We've been having these meetings every 5 years. I think it's on an ad hoc basis. It's, I think, a complete chance that it's been every 5 years. So other comments on the utility of these meetings, the frequency of these meetings, and any suggestions for where the next meeting should be? Yes, there's a comment back.
Based on my presentation, I told we already served the public for 8 years, and we have also experimented to how to educate the public respond to the system. So I would like to share some experiment about us for everyone. And I introduced we have many ways to receive the signal, including the smartphone, the special receiver, or the public way. If someone installs the apps in their smartphone, then we force them to have the screen. They must get there have a screen process that people could hear the sound difference between the different intensity. Here, for example. This kind of information, it means based on my introducing the alert signal have 3 functions: save level, calm down, and information. If there have the BB sound between the countdown, it means there could be the server's mistake. You have to protect yourself.
So can we only have a certain amount of time. I think we really want to talk about ways in which we can effectively collaborate across multiple places. I mean, I appreciate what you're offering in terms of what you've learned, but I think we want to focus on effective ways for us to collaborate as a community. So any thoughts on that?
Okay, I understand. So, yes. So I think we have many experiments I would like to share to anyone. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think there was another comment over here.
Okay, thank you. I was very happy to hear the very positive comments the panel made. And I think I would like to join the comments maybe that Aldo made on the data, together with some talks we had earlier, where surprisingly, at least for me, I realized that the data might be worldwide much more available than we think. There are problems of communication, the problem of languages sometimes to get access to the data. But I think that as a group that worldwide is basically trying to solve many problems or the social issues, but first to rely on good, accurate data, I think it would be quite interesting to set up a group where we have joint data of different places, different sites, and also I would suggest data from different type of sensors, from the very high resolution sensors to more advanced data, and to be able to compare, and each of us, or all the people who are involved, run the algorithms and compare. I think a lot of our colleagues in other fields of seismology do that, and I think I realized that it might be just much easier to do than the feeling I had before. So I'd be very happy if we could start with this.
So thank you for as you're describing this, I'm thinking to myself, wow, that really shouldn't be that difficult. And yet we haven't seen that much of the testing, the testing platform, cross-regional testing. Okay, yes.
So, many of you says education is very important, especially young people. So my experience, we conducted drop cover hold. Now drop cover hold on is the standard. Is the law. So this drill, we need to disseminate, spread to the maybe all countries suffering from earthquake. So my experience, this drill changing student, changing mind student, change after experience drill. I think we can make a movement of education through evaluation drill. Maybe spread to each country. So I think if we can cooperate, international cooperation, we can to disseminate education. So that's fine. And, we can cooperate. That is my
Great, thank you. Okay, yes.
I think making early warning portal site would be effective to compile all the information online. For example, like in Japan, exchanges providing the early warning performance for each large earthquake. That is written in Japanese, so foreign people it's very difficult to find. But if you link those websites, and even it's written in Japanese, you can see those numbers very easily. And some other countries, they don't open those performance, but maybe they have some reference paper, like methodology or performance paper. And compiling those information on the portal website would be useful for anybody in the early warning community. So that is probably we can do very easily.
So the suggestion was a website that compiles information in various kinds. It kind of connects to the data collection and making the data available. It's something that it's an obvious thing we should do. So my question is, who does it? And then somebody has to fund it. Doug commented on the United Nations effort. My understanding is that they offer grants of about $5,000, which needless to say doesn't go very far. So that's the challenge: is who does it and how do we effectively do that and maintain it? We're about to get cut off. Before I let them cut us off, any thoughts on who should do it? How do we maintain it?
In the United States, there is a government organization, Office of Foreign Disaster Assistance, that does offer grants for the U.S. Organizations to go out to other countries. We've done work in Haiti and in Myanmar with grant money from Office. But obviously, it requires somebody to write the grant proposal, carry it through, do the work, that's actually another big issue, is we're all very busy. And so taking on an additional task of, you know, a global scope is very challenging without somebody who actually has that as their job.
Okay, I'm getting all kinds of hints and signals. So I think we have to bring the discussion to a close. But we're all here for another 2 days. So I encourage everybody to continue this discussion informally about what makes for effective collaboration, what we can do. These steps, I completely agree, are pretty critical steps, and they're not huge steps. So how do we actually make that happen? Okay, let me thank our panel. Maybe we can give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much. And next, we're going to continue tomorrow morning. So please